We're recording now.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Displacer Geeks. My name is Brian.
Hi, I'm Hudson. We're two geeks talking about the geek and
We
getting
apparently,
beaten by technology today.
yes, very much so. Very fitting too, because our topic is about D&D and technology. So,
Yeah.
Hudson, you really like to use D&D Beyond, and you like to do the digital worksheets, or excuse me, the digital player sheets and stuff. And we thought it'd be a really good conversation to have between what's better, the paper character sheet or the digital character sheet. I thought it was a good topic. So let's chat about it. First off, why don't we talk about maybe a con of a digital character sheet? What could possibly go wrong?
Besides internet connections, the device battery dying, the device just dying itself. I, I, I mean, but the thing is like you're gonna tell me that your pugs cannot eat your character sheets?
Ooh, actually, okay. So first off, yes, one of the things that could be bad about a digital character sheet is technology giving you issues. Honestly, that's never been an issue with you in our games. But very good point. Just on the contrast of that, a piece of paper can get destroyed in very many ways, including pugs. So great point. Or spill coffee on it, you know? Seriously.
Or in my case, you erase the same spot so many times that it's got a hole in it, and then you got to get a
Oh
new one.
yeah. The HP spot always gets a hole, then you gotta get a new character sheet.
Yeah,
See, we're right into all the thickest things right now. So,
right.
how long have you been doing just straight digital character sheets now? Like 5 years?
More, I don't, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, something like
Um,
that.
I wouldn't say that I'm 100% digital, but it's usually for games that I don't have access to a digital character sheet. The big thing I like
Yeah.
about the digital character sheet here's a big pro. The digital character sheet a lot of times will do all the things for you. So
Yes. Let me add to that real quick. There are certain game systems when you level up, it feels like homework, and a digital character sheet can make it super easy. And it's also kind of nice having that feeling of not having to worry about making a big mistake because you might get like to 3 levels later and on a paper character sheet and you're like, uh-oh, I've had a +2 on this for a very long time. Sorry. And with a digital character sheet, that's never going to happen.
yeah. Yeah. So I'll talk about another con. It
Okay.
feels like the digital character sheets a lot of times they're not. You can't lay them out in such a way that you can just look at whatever you need like instantly.
I have noticed that in our game sessions, when it's your turn, half the
Sometimes, yeah,
time you're
yeah,
scrolling through.
yeah,
And I'm like, huh,
yeah.
but gotten used to it. Whatever.
It is a little slower, but I mean, like the number, like I don't have to worry about like when my proficiency bonus goes up, making sure that all of my skill checks are the correct number.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of that going on in D&D. Like D&D's simple, but also kind of confusing, if that makes sense. I feel like the character creation and character like leveling up is not super user friendly at first.
Yeah,
It's not terrible, but it's not
could be
super
better.
user friendly.
The other
Well,
thing,
with the new player's handbook, I do think it's going to be better.
it is.
Seems like it's going to be a little bit better.
Uh, but like you can say that about like almost any game system. I like
Yeah.
leveling up a system can be challenging, right? Like,
Yeah.
I wish there were more digital character sheets out there for like things like Shadowrun. You want to talk about doing homework? Uh,
Leveling up's super easy in Shadowrun though.
yeah,
Like
because you're
that's like
doing like
insanely. Yeah.
one thing though,
Yeah.
right? But it would make it so that like there's no error in it.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
because like sometimes the level up is you buy a piece of cyberware, right? And
Yeah.
then you would add the cyberware to your character sheet and it should do all the appropriate changes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be super sweet, in my opinion.
Yeah. So if you like things doing things for you, like the ease of use type of deal, digital character sheets are definitely where it's at. And also, a lot of them have built-in rolling mechanics too. So You can just click the attack button and it does it for you. Now I like to roll physical dice, but doing it digitally, why not? It's like
Yep.
totally
Well,
fine, to each their own.
yep. It's great online though, because a lot of the ones like I've played in, like the DM can just see it, and like there's no question, right? Like you got it, you got that roll.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
D&D Beyond has a funny little thing with the dice. So the dice will land cocked.
Will they sometimes?
Yep, they will land cocked
Oh,
sometimes.
that's funny.
But the game, the game, the character sheet knows what side it actually landed on.
Oh, huh,
It will just
interesting.
tell you the number. I'm like, I'm like, it's
That's
cocked. This
funny.
should be a reroll.
Yeah,
No, no, it was an 18. Oh, I got lucky this time. Or it'll be like, no, it's the 9. I'm like, God.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Wonder why they do that. That's interesting.
I
That's
don't
interesting.
I don't know. It's makes me wonder, like it's supposed to be like a like it's supposed to actually go off like whatever the die is.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know
yeah.
if they just did it in such a way so like they just wrote like a little piece of code in there, or if it really doesn't go off what the die says. It just
Yeah, interesting. Thinking of cons for the digital character sheets, one of them can be cost. So if you don't have a lot of money or you don't want to spend the money on it, sometimes to unlock all the stuff, I think a lot of the times to unlock all the stuff, you do have to pay. So
yep.
to me, that is a huge con compared to paper. Again, because especially I think of like young kids and stuff, when I was
Yeah.
9 years old, I was not gonna have any money, and my parents would have never bought me a digital
So
subscription.
right. So actually all the digital character sheets I've used, right? If somebody has the materials purchased, they can share it with their friends for that campaign.
Yeah, so there
So
is
that
that.
I would also say is very true of the paper version, right? Like somebody's going to buy like the player's handbook, and then everybody can share the player's handbook,
Yeah, there's some truth to that for sure.
right? So
Hmm.
they've done a good job of emulating that, I think.
Yeah, but with the mix of the old school gaming we used to do and the new school gaming we do now, you don't even have to buy all the books if you don't want, because you can just Google abilities and stuff, and you could write them all down and don't have to pay anything. So like it's an interesting
Yeah.
day we live in where
The
so
thing,
much information's free, which is awesome. Um,
so I think it's a little bit true of both the digital and the physical digital character sheets. The thing that we read, I see people do is like when they get a new ability, they don't always write it down correctly. At least with the digital one, you can
mm.
click on it and pull it up right away,
Oh
and like
yeah,
and
the
read it in its
accuracy.
entire read it in its
Yeah,
entirety, so you can make sure that you're actually reading it correctly.
true.
But if you don't write it down in its entirety correctly, or you like leave out a word, or like
Yeah, you
try
assume
to
translate.
kind of yeah, like kind of
You're
like
like, true.
you truncate it a little bit, but you truncate something maybe
Yeah,
that's important.
yeah. Like one word can make a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's
Mhm.
true. Um, some people just like technology over paper and pen,
Yeah.
and then some people like pen and paper over technology. So I'm kind of mixed, I guess. I don't know. I couldn't tell you which one I would like more. I'm not sure still. I need to mess around with it some more.
I
But
think it also, to me, right, depends on how you're playing, right? Like if you're
yeah,
playing a digital game, obviously the digital character sheet's superior in like almost any way imaginable. But if you're playing in person, there's a lot of arguments to be made for that paper sheet. A lot, a lot.
yeah.
Speed is a big
I
one.
that I'm surprised on. That I've been thinking about more and more lately. How quicker it is to have the sheet out, even though you got to make room for it on your table. So there's another con, I guess, is it
Space,
makes
yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
takes up more
because
room, but still,
for me, I just put my phone on and its little stand,
mm-hmm,
and that's all the more space I take up.
yeah. Um, how about this? I mean, I'm thinking of my brother's table right now is writing on paper on his table, which is like a felt top. You're going to punch through the paper. So you have to have it on like a notebook or something, which isn't the end of the world, but we're thinking of all the different pros and cons, and there's something for you. It depends on the
Yeah,
surface you're writing on.
yeah. The other thing is our friend John likes to write in pen. I've noticed.
Yeah, I've never understood that. Never
Nope,
understood
nope. I
that.
I I have seen some pins that are much more erasable than what they used to be.
Yeah, nowadays I use an erasable pen all the time. I love
But
them.
even still, like I'm like, because it runs.
Mm.
I don't know. It just
They are way better than they were when we were young. Like I use them all the time now, and it's great
I
because I
think
like I like how easy you could see a pen being able to erase them now, and I mean it erases really well. It's
yeah.
very cool.
I think this one's gonna be an odd one. I think multi-classing is much easier on a digital character sheet than a physical one.
I bet I would 1,000% agree with that, and I've never multi-classed one of my characters yet, but seems like that would get rid of a lot of headache and confusion and accidents.
Another thing that I have found is the D&D one or the D&D Beyond one. You can be like, what are all of my bonus actions that I can take?
Oh yeah, you get little cheat sheet guides.
Yeah,
True, very
but
true. Nice.
like it's like this is my actions, this is my bonus actions. It really helps because the physical, like the one that like you got behind you, like yeah, you could have them listed, but you could be missing a bonus action that's might be really helpful in the moment.
True.
And I made a character I think that has like 6 different bonus actions you can take on any given
Mm,
turn. Like
yeah. Is that Belmont?
it is Belmont.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many bonus actions.
Oh, just wait. There'll be more coming, buddy. Hint, hint for the
We'll
future.
see. We'll see.
I had this thought. One of the things, well, a couple things. First off, when I do like to actually write notes and stuff if I'm like learning stuff, blah blah blah. So I do like the ability to write instead of type the notes, which again, I mean, if you like to type the notes, it's just as good and convenient. But I do kind of sketch noting sometimes too, where I'll just draw like a quick little icon for something that means a lot to me. So I could do that quickly on a character sheet, draw like a skull for poison symbol or something or whatever. And it's kind of fun for me, like
Yeah,
so there's that. And
yeah.
then customization, which I'm sure these D&D apps allow that as well. Uh, but customization on the character sheet, if you get some super weird, unique thing that the DM created for you, you could just write that in anywhere and you don't have to worry about
It is infinitely easier. Yeah, you could
yeah.
create the item. Like D&D Beyond has the functionality of
Yeah,
creating the
I
item.
thought
I'm sure the other ones have that.
mhm.
But it is a lot of work, whereas you could just write it down on your character sheet
Yeah.
and then immediately use it.
Yeah, I could be like sword +5. Like a +5 sword. Like, yeah, it gave me a +5 sword. Okay, cool.
One thing that is interesting to me is if everybody does the digital sheet, initiative tracking is so much easier.
Oh yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah,
I would imagine
but
so.
everybody has to do it. I think to me, initiative tracking is such a pain. There's not a good way to do it quickly.
The more I play, and like we had that huge battle not too long ago, and I did a lot of, yeah, you're kind of right. It is pretty hard to keep that some like pretty fluid. Does seem like it gets clunky every time without just going to like some standard cut and dry thing, like good guys go, bad guys go, or whatever.
Which is funny, how many new RPG systems are just going to that. They're
They're
like,
just going to that. Yeah.
because D&D, while I think the game works better if you don't do that,
I think all systems do better if you don't do that because it makes it more dynamic and fun.
it does.
Makes your
But
turn matter more.
well, it also makes an initiative matter more,
Yes.
right? Um,
Hmm.
that's why like big boss monsters have legendary actions. They can screw with people outside of their turn. That's why they have layer actions because they're going to screw it. Like the layer is going to
Yeah.
screw do things. on their turn. Like on
Mm-hmm.
well, layer actions on a 20. But like so it matters like are you going to go before that layer action goes off or not? Like it
Yeah.
things like that matter.
Quick little bonuses that you have to jot down, like temporary hit points and stuff. I mean, it can work quite well and quite quick for both, I would assume. I mean,
It
it's pretty easy on a piece of paper to
depends.
put, plus
I
five
would say
temp
paper
HP, but
wins. I say
paper wins there.
okay. And the reason it depends on the digital character sheets. Some of them handle that
Yep.
better than others, right?
Okay.
So but I'm just gonna give it to paper on that one because like paper is like you just write it down. And then like you have to go like, okay, I got 8 temporary hit points. You take 10 damage. Okay, so I take 2, you erase the 8, but some people aren't as quick with math as I am. But I think overall the paper one is faster because you can just write the number down. Then you just have to remember to subtract it on your own.
I'm going to tell you one thing, because you made me think of it. You know how digital sheets will do a lot for you, especially like attack rolls and stuff, which again, I like to roll my own. But maybe those people that have crazy math anxiety that can't do simple math in a in a short amount of time. I mean, the digital character sheet might be great because when somebody rolls 7 plus 3 and they're like, um, it's like it's 10.
Dude.
It's 10. But everybody like I even get math anxiety at times where I'm just like
No, there is
four
something
plus
like you
four.
get
What do you? It's 12. I mean,
yeah,
8.
yeah. I think I'm pretty good about stuff like that. Some people just panic.
Yeah,
There is I could there's this mechanic in Final Fantasy 14. It's like literally it's like it gives you a number and then you have to add another number like you're doing a little just a little algebra. Just a little
yeah.
treat of algebra because it's like okay, your number's 1, right? Now you have to get to multiples of 5. Here is numbers 1 through 4. What spot do you stand in?
Mm.
And you got and it's timed and
And you get,
people
oh yeah.
people
Uh,
panic
oh,
so
I
much
bet. I
there.
I bet people can't do it. I bet so
They
many people
cannot
can't do
do
it.
it. They
But
can't.
if they were sitting at home and had that in front of them and there was no time, they'd be able to do it a lot quicker.
Yeah,
But when
no
you,
like there's no pressure. Nobody's
I,
looking at you.
I
Like,
always,
yeah.
I have always joked and called that math anxiety. Like
I you
it's
know,
math
I it's a
anxiety.
thing. It's a
Yeah,
thing.
seriously, 3 plus 3. And if you tell people that real
6.
quick, so many people will lock up for some reason, be like 9, 8, 5,
No, like
6,
a lot of time,
6.
or they won't give you the right answer. They'll just be like, you're like, give me 3 plus 4, uh,
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I
Our friend
agree.
John's a little mad about that.
Yeah, he'll tell us a number, and not too long after, he'll tell us another number. Got a
I'm
14.
just as guilty too. Like
Wait,
you'll
50.
roll it. Sometimes so, but when I do that, I am like just to try to go faster. I'm like, oh, what is that bonus? And I'm like, well, it's definitely less. It's this number or less. And I'll say that
Yeah,
number, and then it turns out it was actually higher.
yeah, I hear you. I mean, there is truth to that. Like if you already know that a 14 hits the creature,
Right.
and you roll and you accidentally say 15, there's no reason to be like, oh, sorry, that was a 17. There's just no reason to like, don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Just move on. It's
Yeah.
okay.
You already hit.
Yep, you already hit. And then also, I guess if it's your turn and you did bad math and you said, "Oh, I rolled a 13 and you miss." Okay. And then later on you're like, "Wait, actually I did hit it. I forgot." Just move on. Like you already screwed up your turn. Like just sorry. you know.
I think it depends on the setting. For like what we do, I think you're 100% right. For I think if it was an important battle and it was like a bunch of friends and it was a casual game, there's no recording, like it might actually matter if you hit or miss.
Yeah, but like
Maybe.
see, now we're getting into a total side conversation. But
Well,
how far do you go down the turn before you let them backtrack it?
hopefully it's just the next person's turn.
Yeah, that's about
Like
the
two
extent of the
turns
length.
later, like no. Like I
No,
don't even remember
no.
what you're talking about. It's too
Yeah,
late,
yeah, I
you know.
agree. I agree. I do like that in today's world. I mean, it's been like this for a long time. Don't get me wrong, but I do love that, especially today, though, people that do like the printed character sheets. Boy, so many people make customized ones and throw them out on the internet, and it's really fun. I know when I was playing Giovanni, my bard character. At one point, I just started looking up Bard character sheets, and I mean, there's so many fun layouts and themed ones that people really put a bunch of time into. And I'm like, oh, that is so convenient. It has all of this on there. Like that's so cool, and I
Sure.
really do like that a lot. That's fun.
I have a confession, Brian.
Uh-oh.
I have thought because D&D Beyond does have a print option about just printing it out to see if it would make the actually just using that instead and see if it would actually go faster.
Oh, you should totally try that sometime, just for the heck of it. That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, fun. I do like that they have a print option though. That's cool. Oh, how about this for a good thing about the character sheet compared to the digital character sheet? Well, okay, sorry. Digital character sheet. People that are not artists can go out and find art and put it into their character sheet. So, bam, that's a huge bonus right there.
yeah,
I would imagine a lot of people love that. Like,
yep.
love it, love it. Yeah.
I've seen people spend almost as much time looking for a picture as they did making a character.
Oh, yeah, because you want it to represent your character. And there's, of course, again, we live in the internet
You
days
know
where
what?
you can
I
just
will
find
tell
free
you.
stuff all over the place. It's great.
So one individual that I saw that happen on, I'm like, hey, here's a picture, and they're like, it's not the vibe I'm going for, and I'm like, okay, sure, and then they come up with another character, and I'm like, I don't see, like, I don't want to say that they're the same picture, like they're different pictures, but I'm like, I don't see why my picture was wrong and that one was better.
Yeah, you never, I mean,
I'm like, other than it was me offering it to them. Like, that's the only thing I could
yeah.
think of. Like, they're like, it's
So
not the
he
right
Hudsoned
vibe.
you.
I'm
Your
like,
your friend Hudsoned you. That's what you do to all of us all the time. Hey, you like this? No. Oh, okay. And then you get something that's just like it. That's a Hudson thing. You don't like being told what to do or anybody offering you stuff.
so end of the line. Which one's better?
Of course, we're gonna say there's no right answer. There's no right answer. Just like always.
I
It,
mean,
to each their own.
to each their own. As long as you're not having a negative impact on the game, who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Role playing's supposed to be fun. Kind of like you just always got to make sure you're paying attention to even yourself, just in case you're the one being kind of the pain or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, takes two people to have a problem.
takes two
Sometimes you're the person. You're
takes
not.
two of us. Takes two of us to have this problem. We're a problem on this show or something. I don't
I
know.
don't know where we're
That
going
was
with
a
this. It was
I don't
good
know. Yeah.
advice, and then we just crashed it. All right, out.
Yep. All right. See you later. Hey,
Have
thanks. Like and subscribe. Bye.
a-